Good
How are you?
morning. Nice to see you.
How are you?
Hello. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And
My
we will
pleasure.
be starting in 4 minutes.
The
I hope
recording
you are
is already
safe.
on. Yeah, yes, the recording is already on, Samiksha.
Yes, we'll just cut that out. We'll just start from
Yes,
10 a.m. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I can't sure if we can start again at 10 a.m. That would be better.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
It's an honor. Hi, Tulika. It's an honor to have you here with us. So this is our first series about body positivity. I mean, we are extremely amazed and wonderful with your journey that you have done so far. Again, the single women in different frames, being squadron leader, being ex-Indian Air Force officer, mountaineer, wonderful. I mean, I really want that people should look at you, women specifically, and they should get motivated and start moving towards their goal that they're looking forward for.
Thank
So,
you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Samiksha, for inviting me on this platform. And I would say kudos to you and your organization, Samshek, that you have started and initiated this body positivity movement. Because the moment you told me about it, I was like, yes, I am in for it 100%. And we will talk more about it as we progress during this conversation. So, but yes, my appreciation to you and your organization for initiating this moment.
thank you so much, Talika. So we'll start with our first question. That have you ever personally had a body image issues while growing up or presently? Did you ever make it feel that you need to incline to yourself? Like if yes, in what way have you felt?
I suppose all of us have to face these kind of things at some other point in our lives. So, we women, or it is not only restricted even to women, perhaps even men have to face these things. So, as far as it goes specifically to me, yes, when I was growing up, somebody, I very vividly remember one sentence. I used to wear a skirt because I was just a kid at that particular time, and no anybody can wear a skirt at any particular time in their lives. But I remember this incident that some lady came and she was like, "Oh, this girl has such thick legs," and I was like, "Huh?" So sometimes, we do not realize as to how much psychological impact somebody's one sentence can leave on a child. So after that, I was really conscious of wearing skirts, and I was just a child. Then there was this issue with complexion, of course. Our whole society is so obsessed with fair complexion, call it colonial legacy or whatever. But when I was growing up, I did not have a complexion as fair as my mother's. So then again, there would be so frequently these remarks about the complexion. Oh, is she really your girl? So, and sometimes, and I do happen to hear these kind of comments still, even now today. But later on, as I grew up, I realized that these kind of comments have a very deep root in the societal perceptions. And the societal perceptions, in turn, are framed by a lot of factors which have been there in our society as a cumulative factor in the past. One of them is, of course, the colonial legacy. So, because we thought that everything fair, everything foreign is superior to us. So, that is what, when I started realizing this as I grew up, I read more and I was exposed to more diversity in human beings. I accepted myself more fully and I understood their point of view also. Later on, I stopped even regretting their comments or resenting their comments. I was like, okay, perhaps they have been exposed to only this much of human strata, and that's all. It is not their fault, also. They need to be enlightened about this, that we have to celebrate our diversities and uniqueness and not try to make it a monolith society.
Amazing. So I mean, this is I think it's not only you women. If you can just tell us about your body shape, if you're aware of like what height are you?
Well, I'm 5'4", and I
Wow.
have because I was serving in Indian Armed Forces, so obviously I'm not a short person. But yes, I'm 5'4". I'm a physically fit person because I was also an outdoor military training instructor in the Air Force Academy. So fitness runs in my blood. So that is a part of my daily routine. But despite it, you may be of whatever measurements. It is irrespective of that you will still hear some kinds of comments. It might be about your hair, your eyes, your lips, your body measurements, your height, or whatever. The list just goes on and on. So the best thing would be to ignore these kind of comments and embrace ourselves as we are.
So, how you felt? I mean, it's an interesting experience that I think every woman faces in one or the other way. Might be just for you as a skirt, or might be some other women who has a healthy biceps or a belly, or might be very petite again. Then people are ready to comment on skinny bodies. So, how did you motivate yourself and came out of from that night? Because as a kid, it is very difficult when somebody comments on your body and you are just at a growing age. So, how did you motivate yourself, and how did you felt like I have to come out of it? So this will just help the women that whosoever is facing these kind of problems in their life, at least once they hear you, they'll motivate themselves. Okay, actually, we don't have to think all over this again.
What happened with me was whenever I looked at myself in the mirror, there was a voice within me: you are beautiful. And I always felt that voice. Irrespective of whatever was anybody saying towards me, I always had this kind of a voice within me that, yes, I look beautiful. I don't know why these people call all these kind of things about me, about my complexion and about whatever. But I had this kind of a confidence that, yes, I am a beautiful person. I'm unique. And this is what would be my advice to all the women out there, that you just have to listen to yourself. See, there are these frames and molds created by our society, and a lot of it is due to the commercials, the advertisements, and everything. So we do see these molds of perfect body shape is this, perfect hair look like this, perfect smile look like this. So we don't have to fall for this. See, whatever we see on the surface is not always the entire truth. There is a whole lot of hidden things behind it, and we have to be very much aware of it. We all must have heard about Sri Devi, the actress.
Yeah.
Yes. And then when she died, a lot of her story came out, that she
Right.
was regularly undergoing surgeries. So that is the truth of what we see on the surface. There is a whole lot of hours wasted in makeup and everything when these people come on the stage. And then, of course, there's these digital things that enhance their appearances. So we don't have to fall in this. Every human being is a human being first. We are not just bodies. And we have to elevate our own level from being just superficial bodies to being human beings. I always believe that human beings have these three major components to themselves. One is the human body, another is their mind, and the
Yeah.
third is their heart and soul. So we are a combination of all these factors. We do not have to restrict and limit ourselves only to one component of us, and that's the body. I always look at my body as an instrument of achieving what my heart and mind wants to achieve as a person.
Wow. Wow.
So we
That's
have to look at ourselves like that. Fitness is a different concept altogether. Being fit means being able to do a particular kind of a activity. No, you might be able to run, you might be able to walk for half an hour, or do all your household chores and do everything that is incumbent upon you to do physically. So that is what fitness means. There is another concept of well-being attached to it. So well-being has a very whole comprehensive kind of a meaning. So in that also comes your mental well-being and emotional well-being. So do not just restrict yourself to one component, that is your body. Also take care of your emotional and mental well-being. So when you feel happy, see, you would yourself realize that when you feel happy from within, it just does not matter what size you are. You
yeah.
are just happy at that moment. So this is how we have to evolve our own thinking in the first place. And when we are confident, you just look around. A confident woman, she may be of any complexion, she may be of any size, and she may be of any place of origin for that matter. A confident woman, a smiling person for that matter, is always, always very attractive. So
Right.
your appearance is based upon your entire persona. And
Yeah.
what I feel is grace of our personality is more important than just our appearance. So we have to strive to imbibe that grace and not just the appearance.
Right. Amazing. I mean, the way you have described, it's like beautifully, put it into words. So one takeaway from this thing is like whenever we are feeling, I mean, as a kid, whenever we are feeling unwanted, when we are feeling no, it's we are not being accepted by the society, then I think get up early in the morning, stand in front of the mirror, and just talk to yourself, I am beautiful.
Yes.
That's
And you know
that's
what happens? We would realize, I have realized this in my life, whatever I have told myself every day, it has come true. Be it in the terms of my achievements, joining Indian Armed Forces was a dream for me. And I had made a sketch of a girl in army uniform, pasted it on the wall right in front of my bed. Every morning when I would wake up, that would be the first image that I see. And it did come true. Then I wanted to climb, when I wanted to climb Mount Everest, when I was preparing for this, I would just stand even in my courtyard or on my terrace, and I would imagine that I'm standing on top of Mount Everest. It did come true. I wanted to write a book. This book I wrote 10 years back, and at that particular time, I had sent it to more than 50 publishers. Everybody, due to some or other reason, declined to publish it, and now it is under publication. It took me 10 years, but this is the power of visualization that now this book is also going to be published from Delhi. So these are the things, if we tell ourselves about our bodies also, these things do come true because our mind is the master room of our existence. So whatever this mind sends signals, our body follows it. You can
yeah.
realize this even in curing your ailments. Do that experiment starting from today. If you're suffering from any kind of ailment, just start telling your body to heal, to recover. It will take some time, but you will be amazed to find that it will recover. One more thing which I would like to tell the kids as well as women, whenever you feel unaccepted by the society, just look around, go outside in nature and see how many kind of trees are there, how many kind of plants are there, how many kind of different flowers are there. Look at butterflies if they are around, how many kind of butterflies are there. Some would be black, some would be beautiful multicolored, some would be plain yellowish. They are all beautiful. And nature has this diversity at its core. We human beings are not any different. We are just one element of nature. So when nature has created so many diverse beings and living creatures, insects, you look at anything, name anything, any kind of living creature, they have so much of mind-boggling diversity amongst them. And this diversity is the beauty, also the basis of sustainability of the entire ecosystem. If there were only mango trees and no honeybees, what would happen? If there are only honeybees and only frogs, what would happen? If there were only tigers and no deers, what would happen? So think of it. You have a place in this very universe because nature has created you. And when nature and God have created you, there is no reason to feel inferior because they have created a unique being. Nature and God are never wrong. They never make any faults. So be very sure of that, that you are a creation of nature. And that is why you are unique and perfect and good in yourself.
Wonderful. I mean, no words to express my feelings towards you, the kind of positivity and the kind of acceptance for the diversity you are talking about. It's like wonderful. Again, like that is all about body when we talk about clothing, when we talk about soul, when we talk about brain. At the end of the day, you're right. It's all about the master brain that carries your body together. But somewhere we are being infected or we are being surrounded by a lot of different societies, environment. And there are certain points in life when we feel, okay, shall we wear these clothes? Because at the end of the day, presentation matters a lot. So, have you ever felt that I will not wear these clothes because I feel insecure, I feel uncomfortable? Or is your clothing boost your confidence? Is your fit boost your confidence? So, how you feel when you shop? How you feel about yourself? I mean, definitely shopping is like one thing which every woman wants, but does it actually affects your confidence? So, what all you think while wearing your clothes, and what all insecurities you have that okay, I'm tall, so I might not wear a skirt. Might be, but certain women who are even 5'9", they are happily wearing the skirt. So, how it affects on the emotions and the buying decision?
For me, I would say that I have never had these kind of insecurities while buying my clothes or wearing my clothes, because I feel that clothes are just a facilitation of our movement, and perhaps somewhere it enhances our dignity, because in a society we do live like we do live wearing clothes. There are societies where people do not wear so many clothes. So there are tribal societies, there are societies in Africa and everywhere. So these societies have their own codes of conducts and norms. For them, it is perfectly fine not to wear as many clothes as we do. So it is absolutely fine to go as per your comfort. That is what I do. I wear my clothes as per my comfort level and as per the occasion. So if I feel like wearing pink, or if I feel like wearing red or black for that matter, I would just do this because it makes me feel happy. See, it is all about our confidence. So if we are confident in something, everybody else will accept it. You do not have to think as to what other people would think about us if we go out wearing this. So if you are fine, see, the attraction towards somebody's personality comes from the entire persona and not just clothes. So when you are confident, when you have knowledge to yourself, when you open your mouth and say substantial things, automatically the focus shifts from your clothes and your appearance to your words, to the content that you are speaking. That is what I have experienced in my life. I will share one thing. When I was a student, perhaps in class 10th or 11th, I went for a debate competition. That was in Ghaziabad. And the moment I entered the debate hall, everybody looked at me and started laughing. Some started giggling, some started laughing. So they were like, oh, from where has this girl come? Because I was wearing a kurta and a dupatta. So, and it was rainy at that particular day when we were traveling, and we were wet. So when I entered in this kind of a state with two ponytails, like with two plaits, with ribbons, with a kurta and a dupatta, and wet on top of that. So in this stage, when I walk in, everybody laughed at me. When my turn came to speak and I really spoke, I was awarded the first prize. And the same people clapped for me, came up to me and really appreciated. So this is the power of your confidence and your knowledge that carries with it, with yourself. So I would say that initial reactions might be anything. The last reaction shall be only yours. And
Yes.
that is what we have to strive for. So looking at yourself, people might believe anything about you. They may form their opinions, but when you leave them, that impact matters the most. How you leave them. And that is totally in your hands. It is not based upon your clothes. Again, as I said, it is based upon what you speak, the kind of person you are, how much genuine human warmth you have. Do you have that kind of a wisdom? Do you have that kind of a human connection to connect really with the other person? And that is going to make them feel positive or negative about you. So focus
Wow.
on that aspect.
Amazing. Amazing. Just a last question as we are just heading towards the end of the session. So, what steps we should take, and what steps you suggest that which will empower women, which will help them to understand the importance of body positivity and accept who they are, understand who they are from inner self, and just think about themselves rather than what society is talking about. So, what all steps should we take for that?
I would say, first of all, women have to understand themselves. Why were women created? See, we have two genders in the society, men and women. or in any living creature, we have these male and female. So there is a particular role assigned by nature to women. Women by nature are more caring, compassionate, giving, and that is why they bring this element of kindness and compassion to the society. So we are not just superficial bodies. We have to understand our whole essence. What is the purpose of our lives? So we as human beings, what do we are inclined to, like, what do we want to achieve actually? This is not only for pleasure. The life is only for a purpose, and we have to define that purpose for ourselves first, then define our role in this society. Because what I did about myself was, I thought, okay, what all I want to do, and I never had one answer to it. Perhaps at different times I had different answers. When I was a kid, I wanted to become a singer. When I grew up, I wanted to join armed forces. Later on, I wanted to do mountaineering. Then I got into public speaking. Now I'm also writing. So these are different kind of phases that I have had experience in my life. So I would suggest these women that we have different phases. And with age, with time, everything changes. Not necessarily it decays, it changes. So as we grow, we do not look like what we looked when we were kids. We have evolved, we have grown up, we have changed, but for better. So we have to embrace these different stages of our lives, and whatever they make us in that process shall be acceptable to us, because we have to look at the larger purpose and not just bodies. This is what I would say. And so for all the women out there, I would say that you have a very, very special place in the society, in the families, in the nation, in the humanity itself. I heard Dalai Lama, he's such a revered leader of the entire world, not only of Tibetans. He said that I would be happy if the next Dalai Lama is a woman. And
Wow.
he also believes that if women became more leaders at their respective countries' positions, then there would be lesser problems in this world. So that is the power of a woman. A woman has the power to nurture this life, bring life first of all in this world, and then nurture it. So that capacity is only with the women. We have to first understand how much we have within us. The body is just an instrument. Yes, we have to keep ourselves fit. Yes, we have to take care of our mental well-being also, and feel happy and confident from within. Just believe in this, that when you look happy and confident, go out today with a smiling face, and you would be amazed to see as to how many people are attracted towards you in good terms also. So that's what I would say that you focus on.
It's very insightful, and thank you, Tolika, so much. I appreciate your effort, and I appreciate the way you have taken forward. I'm sure a lot of women should get inspired by you, and they can improve in your life. Thank you so much, Tolika. We wish you all the best for your further journey, and looking forward for your more books. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Tolika. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good
Stay
day.
safe.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.